Hey guys, welcome back to another video. It hasn't been too long since the last one, but I was working on this project even when I was like working on the other project that I released earlier this month. Mostly this is a last minute intro because I realized as I was editing the video that I didn't film one. So I threw on some makeup and this jacket and I am chilling in a non-disclosed location. It's my roommate's shower, but that's not the point. This video is something really simple. It's summertime and I'm always looking for stuff to do, and I'm working on a bigger cosplay project right now, which I mentioned in the last video. So I needed something simple that I could do then when I needed a break or when I'm waiting for supplies to come in, and this one is I am taking old skirts that I have because I have like old office pencil skirt type things from when I did a program last year, beginning of 2020, before everything went to heck. And I have like this other skirt that I just don't really wear, and I'm taking them and I'm turning them into other things I need for this summer. You know, like a nice summer DIY project, because I haven't really gone shopping since the beginning of 2020 when I bought like some of these skirts. And I just like having new clothes, and I like doing it without having to buy anything. So I'm turning these 4 items: this blue skirt, this black skirt, this plaid skirt, and this athletic skirt into different things that will be shown in this video. The creative process with this was pretty simple. I kind of did it in order of how I did it. So I started with the blue skirt and then I ended with the black skirt. The blue skirt is the simplest because I didn't know what I was doing. I think I did attempt to use the sewing machine, but I hate sewing machines. So I don't think I really used the sewing machine. I think I ended up hand sewing everything for this project because hand sewing is so easy. You can literally sit on the floor, turn on the TV, and then you just stab your fingers multiple times while you're watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine or something, you know. So this project's pretty simple. I hope you enjoy. And hopefully this isn't too long. Yeah. Thanks for watching, guys.
Pick your season or occupation. It's time to send in your application. Get to know your short-term friends.
Well, here we are, and we're starting with this long blue skirt that goes way past my knees, and it's way too long, and it's time to do something with it.
So basically, I put on the skirt, and to measure how far I wanted it without having to pin, took a ruler, put it at the edge, and I'm wearing these long enough shorts underneath that I kind of know where I wanted to stop, and it's going to be around 9.5 inches, and in the back I measured, and it's about 10 inches. So what I'm going to do, what I did is I found this in the garage, and basically I lined it up with the 0 mark with the front panel, and I'm going to cut right at the 9.5 here. Of course, I'll cut just a little bit lower to allow for a seam allowance, but I think that was a good start. And when I'm cutting the front panel, I'll be cutting the middle fabric as well, and then I'll have all this extra blue fabric to use for something.
Here's the extra fabric that my cat is sleeping on, and here's the skirt. It's way higher up now. It's actually a little too short, but it ended up working out really well, and I ended up really liking what comes next.
I cut a slit in the side so I can add some stitching to the detail, and I cut where the other seams are right here so I can tighten the waist a little bit while adding a little accent detail that was already here that I'm just gonna improve upon. It's been about a week since I actually worked on the skirt because I got frustrated that my sewing machine wouldn't work, and since I still hate my sewing machine with a passion, I'm going to hand stitch the rest of this while watching Brooklyn Nine-Nine because I love Brooklyn Nine-Nine way too much. So I just stitched the cuts that I made up here, so it's tightened the waist and gave it a nice seam, and towards the bottom I have sewn the ends and made like these cute little slits on the side to give it some more detail. And I'll show you the skirt later. Now for this long plaid skirt, it's really, really long, and I don't know if I want to make another skirt. I really like skirts. Maybe I'll make shorts, but I was thinking that if I cut it right at the right length, there's enough fabric at the bottom for me to make a nice cute crop top to go with it. So
So I am going to do something because I think I'm gonna make a cute hand shirt set because I want to, and I think it look really cute, and I love the matching sets because then with like a nice jacket, oh, it's gonna look great. Although I don't think I can wear a jacket in Houston, which is why it's gonna be a tank top. But let's see, let's do this. So I laid down my skirt on top of a cardboard piece so I can trace easier without drawing on the ground, and I'm going to trace. So I gotta trace the front fabric to this top, and then I gotta trace the back of the skirt to this bottom part, and then I'm gonna cut it out, and then I'll have all this extra fabric to make a really cute top. These shorts still kind of fit me. Of course, I'm going to make the shorts just a little bit longer because these are a little too short, but I think it'll look really great. Also, would this match this? No, that's weird. Okay, we're moving on. Next part. So I traced the front to this and marked it with a chalk pencil. I put a little extra length so it's really easy to do seams on the inside. And I also traced the back side as well already with my super dandy chalk pencil, which actually shows up way better on camera than it does in, like, you know, by the naked eye. It's really crazy. I wonder if I have enough fabric to make pockets. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when we get to it. Is it obvious that I have no idea how to make shorts? I really hope these fit me. But it's time to try them on now that they've been cut. Alrighty, this might be a little short, so I might have to use the extra fabric to make like a little bit of a band. But I think once I sew everything to actually fit as shorts, everything should be good. Even though I have no idea what I'm doing. Oh no. I guess we'll see how this turns out. Is anyone else really nervous with me? Also, did you notice I cleaned my mirror since a couple of shots ago? It's great. Anyways, that's not important. I do know how to make shorts apparently. So I did originally cut the fabric a little too small, so I had to take extra strips of fabric from the extra fabric from the length and cut them at the bottom, add them to the bottom so I could actually make shorts for the crotch area. But it came out really well. It still has the zipper in the back from the original design. However, I did cut the front so I can get the short shape, because originally I was gonna try to not do that, but it actually looks really good, and inside out it looks really nice as well. Of course, the bottom has a little problem with the seams. I didn't do the best job. I'm trying to hide them, but I also figured that nobody's gonna be looking there. The front's gonna be the most impressive part. I also did mess up here. I didn't sew it correctly in, but I'm thinking that I can just add some decorative buttons and then nobody's gonna notice it. So I'll add that later. I have not made the top yet because I haven't. I guess I'm a procrastinator, or I got busy last night making these and I kind of just woke up, so. Make the plaid shirt portion from the old skirt. I'm going to take my favorite bra and I'm going to base the shape of the shirt off of it by drawing and pinning exactly what shape I want with the leftover remnants of fabric, and then I shall be doing the same with the back panel. Here's the back pieces of fabric. I'm going to be using a zipper right here, which is why I decided to leave it with 2 pieces of fabric. And here are the panels, the 2 back and the front. Here are all the pieces pinned and ready to be sewn according to the sizes they need to be. Update on the plaid top. Here's where I am. It kind of looks like a corset, which is not what I was going for. Also, pardon my hair. I don't know what's happening with it. But originally I was going to put a zipper down the middle and have it zip up in the back. However, when I put the zipper on, I discovered that the type of zipper I had attached at the bottom, and I needed to, the waistband was too small for me to just like pull it up over my hips, which, I mean, waist versus hips, there's a lot of difference there. So I couldn't pull it up. So I had to take off that zipper and figure out where to put a new one. So I put it on the side, and it zips on the side to open up the waistband. It is still a tight fit. So I added, I can't tell if you can see
there's like an extra piece of fabric in between where the original zipper was gonna be. I'll see if I can get a better shot with it later. Here is detail on where the original zipper was gonna be. As you see, I added a little bit of extra fabric. Here is the zipper. It's pretty cute. I actually have it upside down, but I think it looks really cute. And so I had to add that because I made this just a smidge too small. That's what I get for not trying on anything that I make half the time. My apologies. So I can only get this on over my head, and it's a tight squeeze, and I can't be wearing a ponytail when I'm trying this on. I also still have this very odd, like, neckline, but I'm gonna fix that. I'm actually gonna add straps. I'm gonna have straps here, and then I'm gonna attach straps on the back. And I think this is gonna look really cute with the shorts. That's what I'm hoping. I still haven't tried on the shorts since making them, because I was like, oh yes, finally I finished something, and I put it in my closet. I do that a lot. I'll be like, oh finally I finished it, and I never look at it again until later. So update, that's where I am with the top. Yeah. This top is a lot of work. Oh, I also added some thread on this waistband here. It's not very noticeable. I'll see if I can get a better shot of it later, but for like a little detailing around the bottom, because I really liked that. Anyways, yeah. I also added a teeny tiny bits of thread around the edges. It's also visible from the front. I don't know, I just wanted some kind of like little bit of detail thing. It would have been really cool if I actually put like the band of fabric on the outside instead of the inside, but you know, that was my mistake. I still have the very awkward neckline that I don't know what to do with yet. But yeah, that's where I am right now. So with making the straps, I kind of messed up. So I made this longer one, and it turned out like this, but then I did a different process with the shorter one, and it came out like this. And now these two look nothing similar. This is a bit flatter. This one is a bit more rounded, which is really great. So I figured I would make the other ones match. So this has two different processes. This one is an up and down stitch, which means I go in and out through, kind of like a sewing machine would. The shorter strap, however, is rounding the edge, so it goes all the way perfectly around. Now the next step requires me to do something. So the shorter one, I left the end open. You can't really see because I have the pin in here. I left the end open, and so I'm going to turn it inside out and push it through. And with this one, I'm going to cut the edges, and then I'm going to fold it in on itself. It'll make sense later when I show you. So in recreating this, I cut along the seams, and I flipped it so that the edges that I had sewn will be this half, and then I folded in this, and I'm doing an over thread again. Let's see if I can make it focus. Yeah, that's about the best it's gonna get. So that it'll look like this. With this one, I basically just twisted it inside out using my scissors to flip it from this part. And so now it's got a flawless seam, and I'll make sure it looks like this, and everything's done. So here's the finished product of the straps with the two different types. We got the flat ones that I had shown after I flipped them inside out and sewed the sides. I can never remember what the past tense is for sew. But with the pink thread, which is all about with this plaid. And then I have these where it's the kind of like the twisted kind that'd be really great for like a halter or just for like some back straps, and they're only sewn on one side because they're sewn on the inside and they're just twisted, which is really fun. But how I'm going to attach them, I haven't quite decided yet. So I ended up putting the flat straps in the front because they were shorter, and the longer twisted straps in the back. That way they'll be kind of the same length when they're sewn. And then because I have them being able to attach by tying, I could tie them like this, and I can also do that with the back, like this. Wait, hang on. Like this. And I can also just tie them regularly with a cute little bow. So, and maybe if they're even long enough, I can do off shoulder. I don't know. We'll just have to see how it turns out when I try everything on. I made the straps really long because I want to make sure I had lots of extra length on them, but I think this is going to turn out really great. Here I have an old athletic skirt that I had originally gotten from a friend, but I hardly ever wear it because it just doesn't look like right with anything I own. Also, here's my cat. And I think I decided I'm going to turn it into a swimsuit top since the athletic, like, it's like perfect texture for a new swimsuit top, and I've been dying to get like a cute one. So I'm going to cut off the skirt fabric because there's some shorts underneath, and I might save those for like lining or something. You want to say hi? Lola, you want to say hi? Lola. There you go. Aren't you a pretty girl? Anyways. Alright, I just cut off the skirts, and I got these nice large panels, and I got the undershorts, which will be really great for lining, and now I'm going to turn them around and trace them to the size I want with an old bra, like I did with a different top for the plaid skirt set. I don't know what order I'm putting these in, so you might not get to that yet. I guess spoilers, but also reference, depending on where I'm going with this video. Alright, with the skirt cut out and everything, I have traced using my triangular bra, traced where the middle, the cup, and a makeshift strap, and I make sure everything was extra kind of big because I tend to like cut fabric too small and then it's like, oh, the thing's covering anything. And then as you see, it's actually about this big, so I folded it in half so I wouldn't have to draw the other side and I can get both sides matching when I cut. I also deconstructed the shorts. This is an elastic waistband, which I think I might use for the bottom of the swimsuit, because I actually kind of like the fact that it just says Justice. It makes me think of like Wonder Woman or Justice League or something. And I took apart the shorts, so I have all this extra fabric good for lining. And I think I have a bag of like bra cups, like the inserts from like old bras that I took apart because I didn't like them or whatever. And so I think I might sew that into these so it's a bit more structured for me. Alright, I officially cut out and got some matching lining. I couldn't get exactly the same length as you can see, but it's okay because I think I'm gonna add a strap here, or I can just cut out some extra lining and put it here. But I pinned the inside so you can see what it looks like. It's not too much of a deep cut. I will be folding it. It looks like a really awkward thing right now, but it's gonna look really great once I finish. I, however, did not have any triangular inserts, or I did, but I only had mismatching ones, so I have to use these circular ones, and I'm gonna have to sew them in between the lining, which shouldn't be too bad once I position everything correctly according to my size on me. Also, if you are curious, the waistband that should have been on like my waist, like right here, does fit right underneath where it's gonna be, so it's gonna be perfect when I actually use it correctly. Also, this is what my hair looks like today, because I put it up randomly, haphazardly when I was working, and I haven't fixed it since.
You know, one of the hard things about doing really large projects is the fact that you get bored at some point. And I'm in the middle in the project, and I can't find a perfect place I want to work without getting bored. Just like a little bit. I can't really work in my bed anymore because there's been 2 mornings when I've woken up and I found like a random pin and like poking me in my back or my leg now. And then now I can't work on the floor because the other day I drank way too much coffee and the floor is really cold in my house because it's concrete, and suddenly I was violently shaking. Like I was just like shivering so badly. And I hate sitting on the floor for a long time because not only is it cold, it hurts my legs and my lower back. And I just don't know where to work now, and so I'm getting really frustrated. Because I also don't really want to work anywhere, because I'm getting bored, but at the same time it's like I'm on a strict schedule, I gotta get all this done, but I don't know how. Or where. You have any ideas, Orion? He doesn't have any ideas either. Help.
So after having a small breakdown over in the middle of my project, I decided to finish up one step and show you guys where I'm at. So
I finished sewing on the elastic band, and I have added details to the top so I can because I sewed in the cup. I really need to learn what the past tense is, but it's all attached now so it doesn't fall out. Everything is sewn in here. That's obvious here. I have pinned the ends of the elastic band so I can sew them properly, and then I'm going to add snaps to one of these sides, and it'll be able to attach in the back. I also have cut off extra and these to make straps. It's actually a whole bunch of like layers because I folded them, and then I'm gonna cut them so they're about this wide, and I can sew them all together to make fold over straps. Alright, update. I am about a few hours from the last clip, and I've successfully attached the band and finished sewing, and I've also attached snaps. Right there. Now it's time to add the straps from here to the corner. You know what I'm talking about, right? Okay.
So the process for the straps is pretty simple. I basically just slowly unrolled the thing as it went, and I got cut up strips about the same size. I did this with both my rolls of strip, as you can see. And basically with each of these strips, I ended up just sewing them in kind of the same fashion I did with the plaid straps, except a little differently, because they both did turn out differently because of the different sizes that ended up resulting in it. But overall, it ended up looking really nice, especially when I did like cross back looking. And when I finally sewed everything, so I attached the two smaller pieces to make a longer piece, and I added it onto the top.
Alright, we're starting on the black skirt, and I have put it on, I turned it inside out so I could pin the sides to where it would fit, because normally it would fit all the way down here lower on my waist, but I wanted it on my upper waist, covering my my belly button so I can wear crop tops with it. And I pinned the sides. I also pinned the bottom so it's folded, because I shortened the length, because it was basically to my knees before. I don't like that because I have long legs, and if really long skirts kind of just tend to swallow me up, and that's not really all that great. So this does not have a back zipper like the last two skirts. It has a side zipper, and on the inside there's actually little tiny pockets that will face like right here, which I don't really care about. I could also like switch it around and have the tiny pockets on the back if I wanted, but the tag is back here, so I think the pockets are supposed to be in the front, but that doesn't really bother me. So everything's pinned, and when I take it off, I will sew the sides, and everything should be pinned. Here's what it looks like not on me. You can see like the very obvious curve of my hips versus the side, but I think it's because with the zipper, and it's a little bit longer in the back, but that's okay because my butt is in the back, so it needs to be like that. Also, the original skirt has slits in the back, so you can actually walk in the skirt because it's a bit longer, but I'm gonna sew those up when I finish folding the edges. So, yeah. Alright, I have cut and then stitched the sides with an over stitch, and then I stitched the ends with an up and down stitch. And now to try it on to see how it looks. Alright, it doesn't look too bad. This is the side that has no stitching, obviously, and the bottom looks really nice. However, I did notice that there's like a really awkward bulge right here that doesn't match up. So I'm gonna have to turn it inside out and fix that, because it kind of just awkwardly gives it, like, instead of like it naturally going over my hip, it's kind of like way down here on my thigh, and that's not gonna work. It looks really, really bad. But, see, tiny pockets. But, yeah, I gotta fix that because that looks really awkward. So what I did is I took a little bit of the extra fabric that came from the lining on the inside from when I cut the extra, and I took the lining, and after I cut a slit in the skirt, I put the lining around, and I'm gonna sew it on, and then I'm gonna sew the skirt back together, but like with that cool design edge. And I think it'll look really great, and it'll be like the last detail, and then the skirt will actually be finished after I sew the lining ribbon on and then sew it to the skirt. And this is the skirt's final form. It's all sewn and attached. I sewed on the ribbon, and I
sewn on the skirt. That way there's no opening flap, however it does have that cute little design. And that means I've done with every skirt that was shown in the beginning of this video, which means it's now time for you know what.
1, 2, 3, funk it.
Like and subscribe for more content. Add it. Post in the comments any challenges you would like for me to do, maybe, possibly. I don't know. I kind of have a whole list of things I want to do for until December, so I guess if you ask anything now, I'll add it to the list in 2022. Anyways, thanks so much for watching this really chaotic this really chaotic project, as all my projects are. I should be posting soon, hopefully within the next month. Thanks guys.